Under the Well, written by Max J. Eber. Fade in. Interior farmhouse, sitting room, parlor, day. A pair of girls' hands adjust to place themselves in front of the piano. They play a piece by Robert Schumann. Cut 2. Exterior, country lane, day, establishing. It is an overcast March day, 1920. Countryside, not lush, spring greens only just bleeding through. Follow a long, winding dirt and gravel road through muddy fields, ragged but healing by war.
Hey, tell me a story, Martin.
Views of the countryside.
What kind of story?
Tell me about the moon. Isn't magic the strongest when the moon is full?
What nonsense, Rémy.
It's true, isn't it?
All the magic in the world pours out of a full moon.
Cut 2. Interior car, back seat. Inside of a car, Rémy, a young boy, 10 to 12, looks out the window. His face is always obscured. Fair features. Martin, 10 to 12, sits next to him. Martin is lanky, mixed heritage. Medium brown tan skin and curly dark hair. Dreamy. Ragged. He has a large book of myth and fairy tales on his lap.
And from the old well in the wood. I've seen it.
I get a bit sick trying to read in here, though. How much longer?
I don't know.
Cut 2. Exterior countryside. Continue roughly down the dirt road through a small glen.
Come on, read me one. You lost my marble set. The least you could do is read me a story.
Pass old houses and barns with even older stone walls, some partially destroyed.
I like the one with Demeter. What would happen if her daughter hated her?
Fine. How's this one? I got them in it. Sort of.
He points.
Yes, read that one.
Are you sure? It's not very happy.
Yes.
Okay.
Interior sitting room, day. Girl's hands playing piano. Reveal hero, 14 to 16. Willowy, mousy girl with medium brown skin and wavy dark hair. A pair of unflattering glasses hide her face.
There was a young poet whose voice was the sweetest and most beautiful in the entire world.
Return to exterior countryside, day. Small ancient stone markers pepper the livestock fields.
Wherever he went, man and beast alike, even the trees and oldest stones upon the ground fell bewitched. All were rendered calm and danced. His voice sweet as almond blossoms, lyre like running water.
Shots of the countryside.
What's a lyre?
I think it's a harp.
Oh.
In spite of all his music and charms, his heart belonged to one person only, a nymph, and their love was true and clear. At their wedding he sang songs of gold and coral, and she danced and danced upon the meadow grass until the grass grew worn and flowers blossomed underfoot.
A lone wildflower blooming amongst roadside brambles.
But during the wedding feast, the bride took a walk with her sisters for air and trod upon a resting viper and was struck upon her ankle.
A hand lying in a stream. Cut 2. Interior farmhouse, sitting room / parlor, day. Hero plays the piano.
When the poet found his new wife dead, his cries and songs of grief were so pained that all who were near cried too. Even the forest, moved at his tears, told him to venture forth into the underworld to bring her back, and opened up the entrance for him.
Cut 2. Exterior garden, day. Darkness, then a sliver of light. A child's peeking face. Reveal a small child lifting up a turned-over flower pot, revealing a toad underneath.
And so the poet ventured down into the underworld, where even the king and his queen listened close to his laments, which rendered their hearts soft.
Cut 2. Montage, various exteriors. A. An overgrown centuries-old cemetery in the midst of the wood.
He had moved them so much. The nymph was to be brought forth and allowed to return to the living world with her husband.
B. A large fresh cemetery for fallen soldiers.
But it was under the condition that the poet leave and dare not turn around until they were back above the ground.
Oh, but he got her out.
End of montage. Cut 2. Interior sitting room, piano, day. Hero jolts in her seat, the music ending abruptly, in a panic. Return to exterior countryside, embankment, day. One sees a small stream or creek at the bottom of an embankment. A few bright yellow daffodils sparsely clustered upon the banks. The water runs clear.
Right?
A trail of motor oil snakes down the stream. Following it, the bank becomes thicker with daffodils. Suddenly, they're covered with flecks of red splatters. Blood. The motor oil snakes by Martin, lying on a shallow sandbar. His book lies beside him, open to an illustration of Orpheus looking back at Eurydice. Reveal the oil coming from an overturned automobile. Cut to. Interior, sitting room, piano, day. Hero looks down at her lap. She screams.
Mama!
Exterior, embankment, day. Martin, a large gash upon his crown, blood trickling, opens his eyes. They go wide. Rémy lies adrift of bloody daffodils upon the bank. The rest of his body turned away and out of sight, engulfed in flowers. Upon his palm, a solitary ant walks about.
No.
Martin tries to, but can't. His vision blurs in and out. A fuzzy form of a tall woman in shimmering beaded slippers and Art Nouveau gown walks down the embankment. In a panic, Martin tries to thrash out.
No.
She kneels down to Martin, revealing a swan-necked woman, Erecura, beautiful but bizarre, skin-like dark-colored marble, her hair up in an arrangement of a metal poppy, pomegranate and camellia flowers. She looks at Martin curiously and warmly holds out her hand towards his exposed cheek.
You look just like him. Would you like to come home with me?
She touches the bleeding gash upon his crown. He screams.
No.
White foam bubbles at her touch. He thrashes and she recoils.
No.
She turns away and turns instead to Rémy. Martin thrashes. She watches Martin from the corner of her eyes. She picks up Rémy tenderly. His face continues to be obscured.
No.
Erecura stops, staring at Martin. She then turns and continues to walk out of the embankment. Martin's vision blurs. A small forest spirit, 1 to 2 feet tall, a hodgepodge of organic matter, appears in front of him. Martin shuts his eyes.